Oh boy. Let me see. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Hey, Scorpio. Let me pause this crap. Girl, it's crazy when you ain't been on here for a minute. It's like, oh, geez, let me figure this out all over again. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a second, see who all wants to join in. I said I was gonna be on in a couple of hours, but I got in them stores, girl. Yeah, did a little bit of Christmas stuff. And I was like, well, now let me make it home and I'll pop in here. But if we don't get participants, um, then I think I'll probably just come back like on the weekend. But what I'm trying to do is I want to take the rabbit off. So, but did you happen to catch the Drea Kelly Q&A the other night? Did you happen to catch that? I hope the sound is sounding okay. This last time I came on and I had no sound, honey. No sound. And it was so freaking annoying. It was like, oh. But and I don't think that because I keep cycling over here, so I must not have a good connection tonight. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. You didn't get to watch it. Well, it was kind of, no, it wasn't kind of. It was same repeat, and I know that at some point when people feel like that they are victims, of SA. I hate abbreviating the word. I really do. It's sexual assault, and I'm not attacking anybody. I'm clear. Thanks, Connie. I appreciate that. And I'm watching her, and most of the world has watched and seen so many Q&As pertaining to her situation and now become coming out of the daughter situation, right? And at some point earlier on, when Robert Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly, R. Kelly, whatever you guys call him, Kales, got in trouble and multiple of females started coming out, you know, discombobulated, unhappy with him, disgusted with him. The man was gravel in the dirt. They hadn't chewed him up so bad. At some point, as I continue to catch some of Drea Kelly's Q&As out there, at some point it's gotta be, enough is enough. And I know ladies like to say, you can't say that. How could you say that? You don't know another person's pain. And that, I contrary to that because we do know. It does not have it doesn't happen to you directly. It doesn't have to happen to you directly. But as a woman, not just imagining it, but you can understand the pain that some women may carry if a situation would occur like that. We know. We know, y'all. But enough is enough. Outside of her daughter, Buku, right? I'm trying to understand when is it that they will receive Jesus Christ to know that he's doing a time. He's doing the time on the basis of all of the allegations and accusations that multiple women have came out and said what they said, all in the court of law, all on social media, all on a docuseries, all in their books. At some point, and I get it, everybody has their personal ways of, dealing with the situation. But once you realize that a person is doing the consequences that, that they put on them, at some point you got to take that as part of your, I mean, your reward. The part of it's the end of it. But I keep listening to her. And at this point, I have to be honest, I don't feel any more pain for her at all. None. You, you, a book, a book, really? What are you going to write in the book? What Robert Sylvester Kelly done did, and she was almost suicidal, and she almost jumped off the balcony, and this happened, and I didn't have much money, and I didn't, what are you going to write in the book that wasn't said already? Like what are you going to write? I have no pain. I feel nothing for her at all. And some of it is like it's sad to say because I'm a I'm a woman, I'm a female, but at some point you gotta know when there's just people that just wants to keep tapping into your soul, tapping into your mind, tapping to put you in the same space that they're in. And I'm sorry to say that her space of what she have, she continues to keep it dark. She keeps it dark. If you are a believer, if you consider yourself a survivor of R. Kelly, right? At this point now, what are we, 6 years now coming into? There should be good stories. There should be a different dimension going on in a person's life. I noticed about Drea that she cannot be profound in her words directed towards the community, to the people, about her good things without bringing up what has happened to her and allegedly with her dealings with R. Kelly. That's a red flag for me. At one point, are you trying to portray that you have found a different lane to be happy in? Or are you just naturally really stuck in the R. Kelly lane? And as long as, in my opinion, that she keeps intertwining what she alleges that she's doing and she's made it and I've done this and I got my 2 studios and I got and I'm doing and but yet then there's this ingredient, this extra ingredient called R. Kelly. And I get a lot of it will come out because of some of the questions that a host may have or this or that, but she can pretty much say, I'm over that. I don't talk about that no more. So I was watching that show and I'm saying, this woman has not healed. This woman refuses to heal. This woman refuses to go on and make life on the other side of the tracks. And that's just, it's hideous to me. This is where you want to be. You want to be in this dark place. She laid out some things from a question that she had talking about some advice. Someone asked her, I think it was a comment or something. I need some advice. Can you advise me on, what should I do? You know, alleging that this lady who called in or left a comment or something may have a similar situation going on. She may have a daughter out there, or that has fallen into the lap of manipulative men or controlling or this or that. So I listened to her advice, and of course, she went on talking about things that she probably hadn't learned once she went over there to get involved in that shelter place or things like that, right? And everybody's situation is going to be pretty much different. But when we talk about our children, we talk about our children. From my standpoint of view, we're talking about my children. There's only two places, two, that's going to be open doors for me. And that's going to be either hell, well, I guess three, death or jail, period. After watching, I had it up on the screen here. I'm not going to play the sound to it, you guys, but I had it up on the screen. And all of us remember it kind of everything. I kind of forgot some things because I'm easily to, put something in a box and close it up and move on. And if I don't revisit it quite a bit, I'll forget about it. But if someone would bring it back to my attention and help me jog it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I kind of do remember that. So when all of these females came out, right? When all these females came out, their intentions were to have Mr. Kelly locked up. That's what their intentions were for all of the things that they said that he had done to them. Guess what? They got that. They got that. Drea Kelly was asked a question on that show. I sure hope my Zoom don't. I'm on Zoom, you guys, and I started to come up on my stream yards, my labs, but Zoom is really acting finicky tonight. So I hope that, put a one in the chat if you guys remember the two ladies from Ohio that was sexually assaulted, trapped in the basement, had babies by their monster, since that's what, they like to call R. Kelly. Put a one in the chat if you guys remember that story. And the black guy, so happened to been walking past the street and finally heard one of the ladies beating on the door. Do y'all remember that story? Hey, Unscript. Everybody, Joy, my love. Hey, sweetheart. Renee, I see you, boo. I see all of y'all. Y'all remember that? That was a story. That was something that really touched my heart. I donated. I donated. I believed their story. Oh, I did. One, because when they got free from their abuser, they came out to the world and they told that story. Then they made the movie behind it. They were on the news. I think You might have seen them out here for half of a year. They wrote their books, received lots of help, you guys. I donated to two of those females back then. But this stuff right here that we all have endured throughout their stories of what they had with being with R. Kelly. And I had the same face look as many of you in this chat. As women, we want to believe you. We want to ride with our women. But when I watch these women here on social media and national TV and book writings, and I just I just couldn't. I I nothing was touching me about their stories. It wasn't because he was R. Kelly. It was because of all the damn flip-flopping that they were doing and the lying and the fighting and the it was if anything went wrong to them about not having women standing for women, it's because of them. All that extra ass shit. When I heard a Geronda Pace skipping school, jumping a fence, and then telling me a story that she slept with a Bubba too. She was done. And that was it for me. I have, and I've tried, you guys, all of these years, not so much to be at all against R. Kelly, but just to have an ounce of empathy for these women. And I could not fathom. I couldn't unbear. I couldn't dig it out. I have to give a shout out to that Dominique Garden girl. She told her story and she went on, found new love, had another baby. I'm pretty sure she may still have periodical dreams. I'm pretty sure that she may have a moment of silence to herself. But growth determines healing. The one that's on my screen now doesn't want to. She do not want to in no shape, form, or fashion. And it's pathetic. So as I watched her, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel like a victim mentally. Like you're mentally disturbing peace with the same radical bullshit any chance you can get. Now, all of the hosts that brings her and invites her on for the Q&A, she did those already. I don't understand. Let me bring the one host up from the show last night, you guys. I don't understand why a host would continue to want to hear about her remembrance of R. Kelly, whom she had been, and correct me if I'm wrong, already 10 years divorced from. 10 years, let alone correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, because I could be wrong, because I don't know all this stuff. Kind of like maybe one or two or three of you guys in here like verbatim hard, because it's literally, I can advocate and say free R. Kelly all day, but a lot of the stuff that has been written and a lot of these people in this darn players game here, I done forgot. I don't know some of them. I mean, like, oh, and that's just me. When it's time to move on, to bring on to turn on a new light bulb, you kind of let some other stuff just fall to the back. But 10 years from what I was reading in the comment area and some of the things that I've actually heard, a previous engagement before R. Kelly. A previous engagement. So this came out of her mouth. So you do know what good love looks like and bad love. Because she didn't say anything about the previous engagement fiance man was beating her or sexually assaulted her or made her fall into some type of depression or not. She didn't talk anything about that. So that tells me that you do know good love versus bad love. She knows it. Granted, she states how wonderful her relationship was with R. Kelly. But she's sane as hell. Trust me. She's sane as hell. Because she can also tell you when it went bad. This here, you guys, let me see what I want to say. When you know the difference, when you're able to speak on it, it it's gotta be an act that you can sit here and act as if you don't know. But yet then this person feels that she was professional enough to give some advice. Some advice between good relationships and a bad relationship. But she wants to give advice because she knew and she knows what would be considered as a good relationship. Now, the way that these ladies, in my opinion, kind of was stretching their truth is if none of us ladies in this chat room have never had a man stand before you and raise the tone of his voice. But these ladies came out being very convincing as possible, as necessary to the public. He raised his voice. He told me I couldn't go outside down the street to get some shoes. He told me I had to stay on the bus. And the public, we all just sat out here twiddling our thumbs, watching how they were making up these man-made ass laws to say, yep, that's sexual assault. Yep, that's abuse. We've watched countless of commentary out here from various of people that had chosen to advocate for R. Kelly. So we all know, some of you guys know verbatim the shit that, these women were saying, but Andrea likes to say you all don't know her pain. Have you ever been yelled at by a man? Because I have. Have you ever got into a little bit more altercation vocally with a man? I have. I have sex gotten a little bit more rougher than you probably expected from a time or two? Yeah, I have. So what they have done to me pertaining to a lot of the people that was watching this stuff is confuse them. We don't know now. We don't know. Just because he yelled at you, just because he said to stay on the bus, I guess now we're supposed to accept that as a form of abuse. Really? Really? Now, Drea also said she was asked a question, right? She was asked a question about, um, I'm gonna pull it up to y'all so that we can, let me stop that. Do y'all know how long domestic violence, what is that, an abuse hotline been out for what? Centuries, right? What, two, three, four, five decades, maybe six of your lifetime. A long time. They only care so much about it when it happens to them. Now she wants to be on the front line. But let me find the video. Y'all got to hear from her mouth. But she was asked a particular question. But I want to hear. I'm not trying to take anything away. I'm not trying to piss on her parade. If she wants to keep going on until death do her part on this earth about R. Kelly, who is now incarcerated, serving his time until further notice provided by his attorneys, and you want to keep sinking yourself, your soul, into a dark place. I don't even know how people can be around her. I could not be around. At some point, I have to be that friend to say, shut the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, men come a dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. What I do know from looking at Andrea, he didn't kill her. And the sex show was good because she says to her, not to me, to her. And we pop Robert Jr. And then we pop, I don't know what's the two girl, the Buku, what's the other one name? And we got back on the bus and we just popping babies. And we just popping babies. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I was like, okay, this woman is weird. What happened to let go and let God? What happened to that? She don't believe in that either. Everything is gonna be, well, he did this, he did that. He stopped the child support payments. She had nowhere to go, and she only had $2,500. Chicago, y'all. I think that that's a planned failure on the parents, on the dad, because she only talk about the dad more so than she does the mom. I don't know if her mom is deceased or anything like that, right? But let me pull this up for y'all. So y'all can, let's go watch a few minutes of it, right, you guys? I sure hope you guys are hitting the like button. And here's the reason why. Because I have to be up at 2 in the morning and I'm taking time to do this. And I almost was gonna wait until the weekend, but then I was like, oh shit, I gotta run to Chicago on Saturday. And I won't be back here until Sunday evening sometime. I'm going out there. I got a big meeting. I have a meeting that I have to attend Saturday at 12:30. Then I thought, well, since I'm already out there, I might as well swing by that darn Alsip flea market out there because I need some new pots and baby, I can get a good deal out there. And I'll probably grab a few toys or something. Let me see if this one is it. I swear my computer's running slow. And I'm not gonna buy another one, not just yet. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. This was a what is this guy name? Carlos King. No, shout out to him. I'm not gonna play all of the content, but I will play just a little bit. He seemed to have gotten, all of his views off of it. He's got 158,000 views, so he's made all of the money that he's gonna make on it. Cause y'all know how they so finicky, They showing my stuff, but let me fast forward this here. It's like enough is enough at some point. At this point, I do hope that Jennifer Bunjing, starts to shut some of this down. Shut it down. But, even though, I don't know if that would be violating her First Amendment right to speak or something like that, but baby, let's do some reaction on this. What did you think of it, Harlem? What did you think about it? The comments be crucial, y'all. Then you have, the half of the people in the comment area, oh, you people are so rude and mean and disgusting and da 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 da. I'm like, but that's the comment area. Me, when I realize that I'm in, my comments are terrible towards me or whatever, I just don't read them. I just keep going. You're entitled to say what you want to say it, but I don't have to respond to. I just don't respond to unless I want to. But listen,
on the yard. Don't play.
Let's
like
start
that.
anywhere. We just gonna randomly start.
I can say this and put this out here and be hateful and hide behind my phone or my iPad or my computer. Like back in the day, wasn't no hiding. You said it, you get your ass whooped.
Well, not only do you know how to fight, you
Thank
also
you,
are an
Harlem.
amazing dancer.
You.
So,
I'm gonna
are you
pin that
a
up there.
trained dancer? Like, did you do dance classes and go to a separate dance school? Because you are amazing at your craft.
Thank
You really are.
I like to say I'm the most trained, untrained dancer.
Please support the channel with a thumbs up, you guys.
Between the light bill and
Hit
dance,
the like
that's what's going in
button.
every time. That light bill. When she had to choose between do I pay rent or send you to dance class, she had to pay rent. So it was when I remember on the south side of Chicago, I went to Sammy Dyer. And my first day in class, that's what they asked my mom, like, where is she trained? Like, who is her master or her mistress? She has amazing technique. My mom was like, oh no, that's all her. That's natural. She's never done dance class before. It was just one of those things, but it's in my DNA. My mom was a dancer. Her sister, my aunt Brenda was a dancer. My grandma Doris was a dancer. So it was just in me, passed down to be a dancer. But I oftentimes would feel like, oh, well, man, if I would have had that kind of training, I could have been a part of A-League. And I remember going to Debbie Allen School, Dada, in LA. Alicia Rashad was there, and I'm in the back office. Now, mind you, I see Debbie Allen, I fall out crying. Honey, it's a picture of me snot flying.
I do too a little bit. I think it then the cray done rich to the top now. I really do. Rich up there. It's just up there.
Turn back and she wasn't there. And I was like, could have sworn there was somebody else in this room besides me and Felicia. But what she told me, because I was telling her, I haven't trained and I wish I had more training because I would be I would be on Broadway. And she said it in her Maya Angelou voice. She's like, darling, the fact that you have not trained is not your downfall. It is your gift. it changed my life instantly.
I don't even believe
Changed
half
my
of
life
the
instantly, because
antics
here
she
I
say
am
she done
looking at
heard.
posters
I
of
done
Debbie
heard, I done
Allen.
heard.
You know, she's a Broadway girl, down, legs down, pirouettes down, triples, doubles, fame. And I'm like, I didn't get that kind of training, but I'm like, but look what you do have. So it taught me in that moment, don't worry about what you don't
Hey,
have.
I know I gotta stop. Is it me, you guys? But she never puts an age to anything in her resume. Is it me? Because now she's talking about how she went out to Debbie Allen, studio, all that stuff. Oh, what age was that? Because she met R. Kelly at 19. Was it when she was 9, 10, 11, 12? Who went with you? You know, what age? She never, pay attention, you guys, she never puts an age to any of her traveling moments of life. No, never. And I was like, and I'd be waiting to hear that, she never says. She never even posts any freaking evidence either. If you know that this is what you're gonna come and talk about, you gonna show us a picture of it? You and Debbie? You know what I'm saying? She never has that. She just tells the story. Just tells the story. Let's see.
Use what you do have to get what you want.
Mhm.
And it changed my life. It changed. I never look back after that. After years of being a dancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really amazing because, listen, when we see you dance, we see the technique and the artistry. And knowing as much as I do know about you, I know you love the art of it so much. And like, even right now, you're smiling about it. So when you were in Chicago, is that just something you like with just after high school? Like, what was your career trajectory post high school?
Oh, so when I was able to go, my mom could afford, I would take classes here and there at Sammy Dyer. And then I went to Joel Hall, which is in Chicago. I would take classes here, there.
Well, no wonder she stayed around all that money. Her mama couldn't afford to. Her mama ain't had no money. They were poor too. So she knew. Well, I ain't gonna say poor. They was less fortunate, and so I mean, I guess if you're sitting there and you're watching somebody who is, he didn't even really have that much money, did he? When he met her, because she said it was around the 90s, right? So when he just got with public announcement, or was it when he broken up with public announcement or something like that, right? So R. Kelly didn't have really much money. He was just getting his foot wet out there. So yeah.
But then eventually I just started my own dance company, AKDT, Andre Kelly Dance Theater. I didn't have anybody to like mentor me through. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. God put it in, and I'm a firm believer that God does not give you
AKDT. You best to believe that studio was somewhere in somebody's basement. Now, what age was that? Anybody know in the chat? What age, how old was she when she started this AKDT studio? Anybody know? Anybody know? Because I'm willing to bet a buck on it, just a buck, that it was about 13, 14-year-old, somewhere down in the basement where all the little girls come over with the color Levi's on from the flea market off of Madison Street in Chicago. I want to bet, I bet you that was the studio. If you want to ride the white horse, oh, he was with public. Oh, okay. See, that's why I got Harlem. See, Harlem be following all this stuff. Harlem knows, and Beauty knows it too, y'all. They know this shit.
you the vision if he does not have provision to make it happen. He does not bring you to it if he's not going to bring you through it. All we have to do is be
She should have been a rapper.
I don't ask her to perfect the gift. He says
He not
be
gonna bring you
it.
through it if
And
he
that's
don't
what I
bring you
did.
through it.
After high school, I said, okay, well, let's see.
And
And then I went and auditioned for my ex.
it's a saying about a person who use a lot of antics, isn't it? I'm gonna look that up. It's a saying about. I mean, I'm gonna look that up while I let this play for a bit. Hold on.
And the rest is history. Yes. And I was not
It's
even
like
going to
riddle
audition
me
for him because I
this,
want people
you
off the
know.
bunny. bun heads, ballerinas, you see them, and usually, like for my hair to be down today is a miracle. God probably coming tomorrow is coming to Jesus at this age. Baby, I was a theater kid. Like I love performing and acting. So when they was like, he's having auditions, I was like, what? R&B? Never. I'm a ballerina. I'm a jazz dancer. No, what? No. Went audition, turned that audition upside down, baby. Because I was also a gymnast and an All-American cheerleader. So I was like, well, here's your chance. Let's make, and that's how I actually started as his principal dancer and choreographer. A lot of people don't know that.
And that's what I want to talk about it with you. And listen, I want to respect.
I swear I wish I could put this up on the screen. A person who uses many antics can be called a buffoon or a clown. Both terms describe someone who engages in silly, often exaggerated, and attention grabbing behavior. If you agree with that, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, put a 2 in the chat. I'm like, oh, because I see it a lot, right? Got all these damn antics while they're trying to tell their stories. It's like, hold up. And we also, well, y'all may not, but I also know another person that was out on the YouTube in this community that did the same thing. Did the exact same thing. A lot of antics. It's a person who uses many A person who uses many antics can be called a buffoon or a clown. You agree with that? Y'all agree with that? Distractor. Yeah. Yeah. Distractor exaggerates the story and
The
shit.
situation that you're in. And I want to respect your own boundaries. So feel free, if there's something that makes you uncomfortable, because I'm not here to make you uncomfortable at all. I'm here to make sure that hopefully for the last time, you're able to just clear the.
She shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable no more. Do you guys agree? You feel uncomfortable if there is an R. Kelly in the same room as you, then you would feel uncomfortable. But if you're feeling uncomfortable because you continuously speak about this story, as you should feel uncomfortable because that is something that you can separate yourself from. So for him to say that, well, I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. R. Kelly ain't there. And if you're not trying to make her feel uncomfortable, then why have the discussion? I'm going to move on because this is not about him. And I'm easily distracted right now to kind of make it about him. And I don't want to do that. Hey, Regina Love.
Air because a lot of people do have it wrong about you, and they have these
Now, where he get
interpretations,
that
and I'm sure you saw a lot
statistic
of it
from?
online. So I want to give you the floor to clear the air.
Oh,
So obviously
online.
your ex-husband is R. Kelly, and you were the principal choreographer for his tour upon auditioning. That's how you guys met. When you guys were dating, how did it all come about? He approached you.
Well, first of all, when I first started working here, I was engaged.
How many of you guys in the chat believe that either he's heard this story towards the night many times, or this gonna be his first time hearing this story? And why did it have to be produced again? Why? He needed to have a shot at it. This is ludicrous. At what point will these people say, you know what, we heard it? Because at the end of the day, even if by choice she chooses to tell this story 100,000 more times, what has happened to R. Kelly has happened to R. Kelly. They're not going to come back and say, you know what, we've heard Drea Kelly's story again yesterday, December 10th. 2024. So we're going to give you another 60 years. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. All of the ridicule that then came out against R. Kelly, it's out there. There's not much more anybody can say. I think for the simple fact that he took the high road, I guess I want to say, and he's quiet now. You don't see him out here on social media like that. And he went on and he's serving his time until further notice. So there's nothing else that's going to happen. Do she think that maybe R. Kelly might be watching this or come across as somebody might show it to him, maybe a guard or something, and he's gonna cry, he gonna boo-hoo about it? I don't think so. I don't think so. As far as I'm concerned, he should be standing up in there saying, "Thank you. Thank you." How does 10 years of a previous marriage is still sitting there? How, man, she must ain't had no whip appeal. Because usually the next man you engage with, sometimes they do a very well, damn good job, or relationship, not engaged or whatever, with taking some of your past away from you, so that you can move forward happily. I don't think she wants to, you guys. I don't.
I was living with my fiance, about to be married. Like, I wasn't thinking about his ass. No, I was that girl that's like, I will never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever,
Bullshit.
never, ever,
Bullshit.
never, ever, ever, never date you. Ever. I was that girl because I was like, I am so in love and we're getting married. And at this time, I'm living with him, my fiance at the time, him, his grandmother. I was very close with his family. So I would just go to work, do what I do, my choreography. I was out. We ended up being really cool because he was like, yo, like you have a vision. So I feel like I was more than like a choreographer and principal dancer, more of a creative director on what our wardrobe. People don't know. I was in the Bob Mackie program. I do fashion, like literally. I sketch. I do real. Like I'm not one of them celebrities here. Just throw my name on it. Like I was really into it. Like going to
Hey,
merchandise,
beauty.
going to fashion week. I love designing. I do interior design. People don't know that. There's so many layers to me. But anyway, I digress. That's how I ended up working with him. People have no idea. Honey Love, met him right after that. But when it came to Summer Bunnies, that's actually me on the cover. There's him sitting in the car, and you see this girl's booty with a
See,
phone.
that's why she can't let
I'm
go.
in the Summer Bunnies video. I did all the choreography for Summer Bunnies. People have no idea that I'm in Thoing Thoing. That's me in the geisha face. That's me with the big wig in front. People have no idea it's me in Happy People. I did the wardrobe. I did the choreography for that. People can go look at Billboard.
And then all of a sudden, R. Kelly start locking her up, throwing away the key. She couldn't eat. She couldn't do nothing, but she all geeky, happy. He had her out there. There was a lot, like what she says, a lot of people didn't know. Now, either two things happened. Was she hiding or from her family? What was she doing some things that she didn't want her own daddy or somebody to recognize? Or was R. Kelly keeping her a big secret behind the scenes? She just literally said, nobody even know. And I've talked to my girl, Empress, she was telling me a lot about this. She says a lot of people didn't even know that they were married, you know? He didn't have her out here quite a bit or this or that, but yet this, she says that she on cover albums and the thong. That's insane, right? So it happened this way or it happened that way. One or the other. Was it her idea to dress herself in disguisable outfits, undisguisable outfits? She said she was She was the creator. She was the one that did the sewing and putting the costumes and the dances together. So why did she do a forbidden scene? Maybe she didn't want her parent to see it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm speculating. I told y'all this is kind of like your own perception and a little bit speculation. I don't know. I don't know.
Awards. That is me on stage with him. Every tour he's ever been on, that's me on stage with him. So I really don't feel like I owe anybody a goddamn explanation about me and what I do. But for those who choose not to do the research and they are quick to say, well, she kept the last name. And then people say, well, Tina Turner did too. And they'll say, well, Tina Turner brought something to the table.
Now, don't y'all think that she should go ahead and put the biography together? Not a book, but do the content. Show us. Well, wait a minute. I did see you on stage. Ain't that's what Trent posted one time with her doing all that dancing and stuff? Trent put it up one time, yeah. But why don't she put that together? She don't want the world to see how flabbergasted she was with R. Kelly. How happy at the beginning stages. She don't want that because see then that would misconstrue things out here in the world. But she do tell you, I'll be fair about it. Well, you all don't know Robert. You all know R. Kelly. Robert is this man, you know. Girl.
You don't even know what I do. You don't even know what my profession is. And at the end of the day, how do I bring a table when I am the table? I don't have to bring anything that I am. At the end.
If you were the table, I'm sorry to say this, but Mr. Kelly would have only been eating from your plate. Only your plate. But because, a whole lot of these ladies refuse to recognize that he was a man with a different appetite from time to time. Your man didn't stay home. Your man didn't. So ain't no need you sitting over there trying to brag about you got darn, poochie nanny. Hey, Miss Brown. No, ain't no need to do so. Because your plate, she says she is the plate, did not keep your man cancel, Bixby. Your plate didn't keep that man eating off of. Something probably wasn't clean on that plate. I don't know, y'all. Oh, no.
End of the day, I'm the table, I'm the knife, fork, spoon, plates, food, everything we eating on it, the dessert, the foods fight, and the cleanup after. I bought a whole wound.
Somebody go get Sharon Winbush.
So for women to even say something like
I
that,
need her to tell me
because that
again how much she say Drea will have in her purse when they go to the grocery store.
And discount a woman's position as a wife and a mother. That is one of the most selfless jobs you will ever do that you will never get credit for. And because
that's not true.
What I do, because you haven't done your research, you think it's okay to go on the internet and say she don't do nothing. Tina Turner did something. The only difference between me and Tina Turner is she sang on the stage with Ike. I danced on one with Robert.
There's another antic again. What is a person who uses a lot of referencing antics is what I'm going to call it, right? What is the person again? A buffoon or a clown. Both terms describe someone who engages in silly, often exaggerated, and attention-grabbing behavior. This is her, y'all. This is her to the T. I think that's like the fifth one I done heard so far.
Your kids are grown. Why do you still carry R. Kelly's last name? Due to the fact that you know what he's in jail for. Your kids are grown. Girl, you don't need it. How do you feel when people say
Here
that?
come another one.
What you feel? I don't. At the end of the day, I earned this name in blood, sweat, and tears. It's my kid's name. And my analogy is this: when all the shit hit the fan, how would you feel if your name is Brown and your kid's name is Brown and your family goes through something?
She's finna
You tell your
tell
kid, "Oop, you were Brown by yourself."
I want y'all to listen to this carefully because she's going to tell you, word of Drea's mouth, why she kept that name. As a Brown, she knew that she wasn't going to get the attention that she wanted to be kept for her. She's going to tell you, listen.
If I'm out, I don't want no. If my kids have to go through it as Kelly, they mama going through it as Kelly. If you had to put up with the bullshit as Kelly, I'm gonna make sure that I take the tarnish off this name and you live and celebrate the name Kelly. At the end of the day,
If that
you
ain't
should be
the
worried about why I
stupidest
kept the
ass
last
damn
name.
reason to
You should be
keep
worried about
somebody's name.
because the last name Kelly gets 2020 to follow me. The last name Kelly gets me on
See,
CNN to talk about domestic violence awareness and be an advocate. The last name Kelly allowed me to go on military bases and talk about abuse. The last name Kelly had me go to universities. And
you hear
the
it?
real game. Boo is my
The real gag is if there would have been no Kelly, there would have been no Drea to be able to go on all of these shows or on the boot camp over here or visit the president over here. So what she's saying is nobody really would have known her without keeping Mr. Kelly's name. Now that she's steady planting the seed out here and watering it with her piss every damn where on all of these social media channels, everybody knows her now. And everybody knows her as the ex-wife of R. Kelly. A lot of people who chooses to put their perspective on it of her reiterating what she has been through. People like that, they want 100% separation on nothing. I don't want, put your hand up in the chat. When it's over, it's over. And that means everything. Put your hand up. Leave your hand down. If you want to still roam with half of your ex attached to you. The only ties that they would have together are the children. This is some delusional ass shit. So now, I guess maybe that should have been one of her advice to the victims that needs help. Girl, if you married to him and you break up, you make sure you keep his last name, girl. You make sure you rock that last name. I mean, Brown really don't have a ring to it. Come on, y'all. You know you can't get VIP at one of them badass restaurants up there with the name Brown. Brown who Brown? Reservations for Brown? Or is it reservations for Kelly?
name wasn't Kelly, you wouldn't even care.
You wouldn't even
My
care.
name means more to you than it does to me. Because Miss Jones is going through the same thing I'm going through right now. Miss White is going through it. Miss Anderson is going through it. But y'all don't care about it. Y'all not on her page commenting. You're not trying to be an advocate. You're being nosy. Why? Because my last name is Kelly.
That's
So
not
again, you should
true.
worry about why.
Is that true? Because I'm only being nosy because I want to hear what the hell she got to say. I can give a rat's ass about what her last name is. I want to hear what she has to say about the man who has the last name. Not her. I don't know about y'all, but that's why I be nosy. I want to hear what you been talk about the man, R. Kelly. Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
I kept the last name. You should be celebrating what I do with the last name. And there's a lot of y'all out here who's giving y'all kids last name to a baby daddy that will claim you or the kids.
Hold on, girl. Y'all hear her throwing shade? Now you tell me, how are you out here trying to support and advise alleged victims in sexual assault cases, right? But yet then you sit on here and say some shit like this. Let me rewind. Let me rewind that.
Fan. How would you feel
Listen to
if
this shit.
your name is Brown and your kid's name is Brown and your family goes through something, you tell your kid, oop, you a Brown by yourself, I'm out. I don't want, no. If my kids have to go through it as Kelly, they mama going through it as Kelly. If you had to put up
That
with
don't
the
even make
bullshit as Kelly,
sense.
I'm gonna make sure that I take the tarnish off this name and you live and celebrate the name Kelly. At the end of the day, people shouldn't be worried about what.
Oh, we gonna celebrate the name Kelly. We gonna celebrate it. R. Kelly. Put them hearts in the chat. Put the hearts in the chat if you still go celebrate R. Robert Sylvester, Kels Kelly. Or are you gonna celebrate Andrea or Dre Kelly? Which one y'all gonna do? You say her first married name was Lee. I remember that. And her second is McKee. She been married twice. Girl, she been riding the D for a long time. R. Kelly had DNA done on them on the kids. I'm just saying, not Buku. Now Buku do look like R. Kelly, and not that other, not the gothic son that wear a lot of the black. He looked like R. Kelly too. And I don't know about the other one because I really don't see that one much, but I'm just saying. She think that y'all is gonna be rocking with because she is a Kelly.
I kept the last name. They should be worried about what I do with the last name because the last name Kelly gets 2020 to follow me. The last name Kelly gets me on CNN to talk about domestic violence awareness and be an advocate. The last name Kelly allowed me to go on military bases and talk about abuse. The last name Kelly had me go to universities. And here's the real gang. Boo, if my name wasn't Kelly, you wouldn't even care. My name means more to you than.
I'm sorry, Al. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If my name wasn't Kelly, then you all wouldn't even care. She kind of got a point because I don't even know if I'd have tuned in to a Brown or a Lee or a McKee. I don't know. I don't know. So, in other words, in layman terms, she's really telling us that I wouldn't have been shit without R. Kelly's last name. That's basically what she's saying. That's just my perspective. That's exactly what she's saying. Harlan said she ain't even been on CNN or 2020. Maybe she confusing it with social media. I don't know.
Than it does to me. Because Miss Jones is going through the same thing I'm going through right now. Miss White is going through it. Miss Anderson is going through it. But y'all don't care about it. Y'all not on her page commenting. You're not trying to be an advocate. You're being nosy. Why? Because my last name is Kelly. So again, you shouldn't worry about why I kept the last
Oh,
name.
I do got my Brown in here. I
There's a
forgot my
lot of y'all
Miss
out
Brown
here
in
who's giving
here.
y'all kids' last name to a baby daddy that will claim you or the kids.
Isn't that crazy? That's shooting a shot. And maybe she was shooting a shot to some of those other alleged victims that was, claiming that they was having them babies. She shot a shot, y'all. That's crazy. But this is the person that wants to be out there pronouncing herself as a survivor and and suicide and this or that and a girl, and having a whole bunch of a bag of advice for women. Well, Drea, I think you should find out before you give the advice to all of those women, and some of them are asking you personally, one on one, hand in hand, you might want to check and see if they got that baby got the daddy last name. You might want to check. You might want to check on it. You shouldn't be helping nobody who don't who the baby don't carry the last name. Not after that statement.
When he started to hit on you, romantically, um, you were in a relationship, you were engaged, you lived with the man and his grandmama child. You okay?
Cool. That's all
So
right.
what happened where you thought like you'd never ever leave this man you love? So what happened the moment Robert approached you and all of a sudden you two got married, had 3 kids?
Ooh, well, two things happened because I came home off tour and there was a baby laying on my bed. When I came back to my fiance's house, I was like, "What is this? That's the realest looking Cabbage Patch I ever seen. That's
There's
a
another
real
one.
baby, be real."
Again, I have to let Drea know exactly about her antics. It's a person who uses many antics can be called a buffoon or a clown. She is good at it, y'all. She's good.
Who is this? He's like, "Oh, I got to tell you something." "Oh, lies! You ain't got to tell me shit. I'm out." One thing about Drea, I'm like, the old me, we don't even need to have a conversation. This is what you're doing while I'm on tour making money, sending money home for you and mama and grandmama. And listen, what's understood don't need to be explained, player. I'm good.
Your fiance had a baby on you.
And he listen, here's the gag. Not until years later do a DNA test to find out it wasn't even his.
I'm gonna need that fiance. Beauty. Which fiance was that? Which one was it? Had the baby, took a DNA test, and then found out it wasn't his. Which guy was it? Harlan said she came off tour and knocked the other dancers out the bedroom. Mm, mm, mm. But I gotta establish a point right now. She came off tour, walked into the house, saw a baby on the bed. This was the realest Cabbage Patch she had ever seen in her entire life. She packed her stuff. No, player, I'm out of here. Okay. Now she has her baby by R. Kelly. R. Kelly is rarely home, probably. He's touring, also probably meeting other women. That's one thing I'm not going to sugarcoat about R. Kelly. Whether if he was faithful or not, she knew it. I think that according to the stuff that I saw when Sparkle was around and plenty other females on that tour bus, she knew it. But she didn't say to R. Kelly, player, I'm out of here. No, she stuck around on that one. She stuck around. You said it's always some extra additives, huh? Every time she does a Q&A, huh?
Said nah.
Oh, nah.
That vagina had a revolving door on it, and your dumb ass walked through it. You deserve everything you got. I love
Bingo.
'em.
Bingo. Who do y'all think she's talking about? She's mirroring that statement to her. You just don't know it. Now I'm sitting over here going, bingo. Yeah, you just got everything right back at you too. You just got everything right back. The word on the curb, R. Kelly divorced her. The word on the curb is they need to untie that damn divorce decree. They need to open it on up and let it flop. They need to let it open. They need to let it open. They need to go ahead and unwrap that, right? But she just mirrored herself. This is her she's talking about. But she's placing it on the ex that had the baby and found out it wasn't his baby, but she was already gone. She left player.
You do?
What I felt, that's what I felt. Like well, that's what you get. That's
So
what you
that
get.
allowed your heart to be open to someone else.
It did. Because like I said, I'm like, when I'm an Aquarius. When I love you deep. I love you hard. I love good, bad, or indifferent. Let's make it through it. I'm not one of them people. I'm not concerned about what people do. I'm like, why do you do
I
what you
believe
do?
so.
Let's get
I
to the
believe
root.
in
Let's talk
Harlem
about it.
that
Let's
it
figure
is.
it out. Let's see if it's something we could work through. But that was just complete foolery. I was like, really? Okay, well, you and your baby mom be happy. I'm going back on this road. And it just opened up a door for him again because me and Robert were more like best friends, like brother and sister, mama jokes. He loved to play basketball, go with him to play basketball, video shoots when he's working with Michael Jackson. Like I was always there, his right hand, like Drea.
Hold up. But those other girls and women, and they were saying the opposite. They were saying that he was locking them all up and they couldn't eat. They couldn't go over here. They couldn't do that. But she just said she was everywhere with him. And she was at the Michael Jackson shoot with him. And she haven't been, yeah. Man, free R. Kelly, man. Free R. Kelly.
What do you think about this? Okay, well, how does this sound? I need a word for this. Or, all right, we working on stage and lighting. What are the costumes going to be? Well, you do the auditions, you get the dancers. So I was more of a creative director for him. So like this, me and him working that thing out. So again,
Oh, he
that
worked
just
that
opened the
thing out
door
all right.
for like, oh, I can't believe he did it. He had a baby on me. There's that shoulder.
Who was he before he first put his hands on you?
Ooh, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know because you will never know who a real narcissist is.
Oh
Well, can
my
you like
God.
use the beginning?
Like I remember one time we were going to Europe, and he's like, "Hey," because everybody called me baby girl back then. And I would
He
be
said
real
it may
innocent.
have been
Like,
the
so
first
I
one,
couldn't
Brian
go
McKee.
I wasn't even 21 yet. Yeah. And here's another thing that
He
people don't
also
know. They
divorced her.
judge me based off of the woman that sits here
You know
today.
what,
You see on Instagram.
Beauty?
Carlos, I met him.
I really hope one day those two guys can actually get on a panel and have their discussion about how it was with her. What caused them to divorce her? I would love to see that. I really would. I mean, I think that the story should be balanced out. You know, she talked. I think they should talk. Yeah. Oh, you got okay. You got to send me that one. Send me that one, Beauty. We come back on here tomorrow. Send me that one.
When I was 19.
Hmm.
He was 26, about to be 27. So all the young women that we're talking about today, I was one of the young women. And that's again one of those things that people have me so misjudged that you look at what you see today. Do you remember you have to go back in time and remember when I met him, how young I was? I wasn't even 21, couldn't even drink, couldn't even go to a club with him. But that's in my book. We'll talk about under the red carpet. We'll talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't know if there was really a real way to know who he was. I think most abusive men have a representative because they don't want you to see the monster. Because, of course, if you see the monster, you out. And people have to know that. Like most women, we don't know the difference between a charming man and a cunning man. They look the same. A charming man is going to take you to dinner, buy you flowers, buy you gifts, even tell you how much you remind him of his mama and how much he loves you. And a cunning man's going to do the same thing. The difference is a man that's trying to charm you and dote on you is a healthy relationship. A man that's cunning, he's trying to get you in the web. He's trying to get your defenses down. He wants to find out where that bruise is on you so he knows exactly where to push. And for him, he knew my grandfather was abusive, my mother was abusive, and abusive. So, now we have this kindredship that we both come from abuse. He grew up in a household with abuse. He dealt with illiteracy. People don't know abuse and illiteracy really go hand in hand.
Enough.
Because you're always trying to fight that part of you that people call stupid, that they call dumb. He did not once, not twice, but 3 times. So here we are, 2 broken kids in this world. You add fame, money, and then a record label that don't give 2 about whether you're healthy or not, make the money, cut the albums, and make other people money and us at the same time. So there's no reason for you to get help. We need you to stay as sick as you are, because as sick as you are makes us money. I'm in this web now. So I don't think I've ever known who the true him is. I think I've seen him show up one time though. And that's when he laid in my lap and cried like a baby about that little boy in him that haunts him, the little boy in him and the little boy who couldn't read, the little boy who could not even look at a street sign and figure out how to get home if he was lost because he couldn't read the signs. And I don't think I've ever seen him since.
Mm. So when you were dating him, that's when you uncover that he couldn't read and he was able to confide in you about at least some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing that I do know, just talking to women, is a lot of men who are savvy. And this is a sign that a lot of women should look out for, that men can spot a broken woman and they prey on the broken woman. They can tell a girl has daddy issues. And it's not anything you sort of like say or, do. It's something men can see and tell. And unfortunately,
I don't think I agree with him. I think that maybe he should have said, in his opinion, what is every man out here psychic now? Like, he literally just said every man can tell when a female, is going through some issues or some things with their parents, or what the fuck. I don't agree with that at all. I gotta run that back. Absolutely no. And where he read this shit at? Hold on, let me not go back too far. I gotta run that back.
You are, because as sick as you are makes us money. I'm in this web now. So I don't think.
Did y'all agree with that, what he said?
Who him is. I think I've seen him show up one time though. And that's when he laid in my lap and cried like a baby about that little boy in him that haunts him, the little boy in him and the little boy who couldn't read, the little boy who could not even look at a street sign and figure out how to get home if he was lost because he couldn't read the signs. And I don't think I've ever seen him since.
Mm. So when you were dating him, that's when you uncover that he couldn't read and he was able to confide in you about at least some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing that I do know, just talking to women, is a lot of men who are savvy. And this is a sign that a lot of women should look out for, that men can spot a broken woman.
I don't.
And they prey on the broken woman.
Struggling with this one, y'all. I'm struggling with this one. Is he saying this because he's having this interview with her? Like, where does he get this ball of yarn of bullshit from? What? And then he said he's speaking to you women out here. That's not true. That's absolutely not true at all. And I disagree totally. I disagree with that.
Woman, they can tell when a girl has daddy issues. And it's not anything you sort of like say or,
It has to be because it's said. So that's a flat out lie. It has to be. The only way you'll be able to tell is if the story comes out. I told you that this is what's going on with X, Y, and Z as far as a daddy issues. So that part y'all could sound I mean I sound agitated right now because I hate when someone wants to go into the psyche mode. Because if he's so psyche to be able to spew this out to the females, then he should be able to sit there and diagnose her as well. Go diagnose her. What is she feeling right now? She's the one. You know what? Because he pissed me off.
It's something men can see and tell. And unfortunately, that's their way of manipulating you because they know how to take your trauma.
Y'all, I want to turn this off. Y'all, he made me mad. Oh, let me woosah. Let me woosah. Now he's on here with the buffoonery. Y'all believe that? Man, put the stop signs in the chat, man. Put the stop sign, put the stop in the chat. Stop. Oh, he does. Thanks, Jana. Cause baby, he needs to stop. Stop with this one. Hell to the no. Girl.
And make it applicable for their gain, whether is their gain in like controlling you or whatever the case may be. But I have learned
What he did was put up a sucker ass move of defense for Drea as she sit there and gloated in and feeling some type of way. Oh, she feels good now to hear that someone is saying something that may favor her story. Get the fuck. I can't. Okay, y'all. I'm about to fast forward because no.
through this process. And that's why I'm so happy because a lot of people don't know that you were 19. And what we know now is preying on younger women because and preying on women who have issues and trauma and abusive background. So the fact that that was something he saw and preyed upon makes a lot of sense to me because
You think he's gonna ask her since he then came up with this resolution? Did you try to go and get some counseling or anything before you stepped off into this relationship after you had been through so much? You think he's going to ask her that? Well, who did you see? Well, what were some of the things that you guys discussed? Did they recommend that you go through, start healing first and enjoying life before you fall into another relationship? Is he gonna balance his story out? I don't think so.
that is a pattern that we don't talk about.
We don't.
A lot of people, unfortunately, which surprises me, still judge to this day. That would never be me. A man hits me once, I'm out the door. And obviously a lot of women do that, and I'm proud of them. But
Yes, Regina,
who
absolutely, honey.
until you're in it.
I guess that's the goal of when you bring in a guest on the show, appeasing, keep them humble, don't upset them because they'll walk off the show, right? And he's got to nail it. He's got to be the barrel of the bunch out here to have a repetitive story that's been going on for 5 freaking years out here. He finally got him a taste of the pudding.
No.
Well, here's the thing too. People are so miseducated when it comes to domestic violence. The physical is the aftermath of all the other abuse you've already been in.
Bullshit.
So all these women that say when he put his hands on me, I'm out the door. He's already been verbally abusive. He's already been emotionally abusive. He's already been probably abusive. He's probably already been financially abusive to you. The physical is the aftermath of all of that. I have to break you down and get your self-esteem so low that you question any and everything about you. I often
Did she just dissect abuse? Did she really just try to make that as intellect as she could? You got the sexual abuse, you have the verbal abuse, you have the financial abuse, you have the separation abuse, but the real abuse is, when they start putting your hand on you. No, it's all together. Just keep it all together. Just keep it all together. It would just make more sense to do so. Because now how I'm going to take it is that you were okay with the sexual abuse. You were okay with the verbal abuse. You were okay with the financial abuse. You were okay with the dipping out abuse. You sat through all of that, didn't pack it up at all. She didn't pack not one goddamn pair of panties and socks or a bra. But it wasn't until he put his hands on me. But the abuse, as you and Drea calls it, she calls these four or five things over here in this category abuse. So that abuse is okay. When in fact, none of it should be okay. You don't accept four of them and exclude one. And that's exactly why her ass was sticking around, sitting up in there. She was okay. She was okay with it. She was okay with it.
say it's like cutting down a tree. You don't swing the axe one time at the trunk
Here
of a
go
tree.
another antic.
It's
We need to,
of the axe.
we need to start counting them, y'all, because I think she on like 20. Here she go again. You don't do the do with the axe, and the axe cut down the tree.
Until you get that trunk so weak and so chipped away that literally you can just blow and it'll fall over. That's the true
Y'all need to
cycle of
start
abuse.
counting
So
them.
most of these
She
women
got
will
it
say,
bad,
I
man.
remember as soon as he put his hand, how many times has he called you a dumb bitch? How many times have you asked this man to pay a bill in the house and he tell you don't question him about the money, where it come from, what you don't even realize you're in a toxic relationship. And I advocate for women to be educated on what that looks like. Relationships are one or two ways. A healthy
Oh, yes,
are
beauty.
good days with bad moments. Toxic relationships are bad days with good moments. Most of you all are having bad days with good moments, and you want to claim that it's a healthy relationship. You don't even know you're in something toxic. And 9 times out of 10, you have been somehow exposed to it in your life. Like for me, it was my grandfather. It wasn't so much what my grandfather did that changed me, it's what my grandmother didn't do that changed me. Because I accepted he was a monster. It was the fact she got up the next day and made that man breakfast like nothing ever happened.
Because you saw your grandfather, your grandmother.
He was her, not hitting her, literally taking her head on the glass pane of the door. And I hear something going. I come down the stairs, and this is all in my book. And I look, and it is my grandfather against the glass pane door, telling her, "Nail, I'll knock out of you." First of all, I'm like, "You's a cussing pastor, and you's like."
And you were how old?
I had to be maybe 6 or 7. So that seed was planted in me. And that's why I'm like, yes, I'm very misunderstood because y'all judge something you don't know. I say we're all trees. We're branches.
This woman has,
You have to know what's at the root of your tree.
she needs counseling. She has difficulties with letting go and let God. Now, I get it that we go through some trauma, right? Well, guess I had some trauma. I don't know. If I did, I didn't let it go. I don't think about it. I look for throughout the growth of my life, I've looked for more good things, more happy things. I want them to overwhelm all of the bad stuff. And especially with her sitting here talking about the grandparents, right? I always ask myself, what the fuck can be done behind it? At the end of the day, trying to tell a story to other people, some will get out of it what they choose to take from it, but there's a whole lot of people, just go on and deal with life, not even thinking about what I said or what you said, how they said. They don't. And I get it. Philosophy, it's something else. It's strategic. She's being strategic. You grab, to each his own. If you feel that what she's saying is a way to help you heal through something that happened back in 1920, then go on and grab from it. If you feel that you didn't had a great papa 50 years ago that then bumped you on the rump and said some ooh la la to you back 50 years ago, and you want to go and have him put in jail and feel good about that, go on and do it. Go on and do it. It's just weird to me. To me, very weird.
To know why you bear the fruit that you do. What was at the root of my tree was abuse. The fruit of my tree was being in an abusive relationship, but y'all want to judge the branches. Y'all don't know the journey. You have no idea. I grew up with an abusive mother.
Beauty said the tears was lying.
So when she would get angry, she would often face. So I grew up never thinking I was beautiful. I still deal with that to this day. So when people come up to me and they say things like, "Oh, you're really pretty in person," or "Oh, you're much prettier in person," they have no idea how deep that goes for me. Because you have to think, if someone strikes you in your face, this is what you present to the world. This is the first thing that people see. So if your mother, the person who's supposed to love you the most, protect you.
Here it comes. Here it comes, Beauty.
The thing that you present to the world, that means you see nothing beautiful in me. You see no value in me. And you could not possibly love me in my face.
How many of y'all mamas popped y'all ass? Because I done got popped several times. All on the lip. Shut up. Shut up, I'm talking to you. Sit down. How many of y'all? And so do y'all take that as your mom not loving you? Because I never looked at it like that. I looked at it like, oh shit, I done did something, I probably shouldn't have not done. And I got popped. She making it seems like that she should have never got her ass whooped because she ain't never did nothing. I'm willing to bet that her mom probably popped her ass because she was doing something. Who knows? And if the word on the curve is that she was married prior to R. Kelly between two men, then hold up a minute, because she met R. Kelly at 19. Well, how old was she with the first marriage, Beauty? And how old was she with the second marriage? And I know you're not gonna tell me. I need an age on that. I need some age on that. Was she got married at 17? Was she got married at how old was she with these other two guys that she married? Mad, we got popped. So, but she makes it appear, I guess she's saying don't hit her in her face. I don't know, but we all got popped. But that does not constitute that your parents don't love you. Where's she getting this analogy from, man? Come on.
And I'm not talking like, oh, be quiet. I mean, with every inch of hate that woman could muster.
So this explains why
was to not love myself.
Oh, figure
to not think I'm
17.
and to feel that there's
This
no
explains.
because not only is it my grandfather, it's my mother. Now it's
This
my husband.
explains why she doesn't mention the mom as much. And on the video, who was that? Was that her? That was the dad, right? When he said that he hasn't seen his grandkids and since birth or something like that. Was that her dad? I remember that video that came out.
So that's why I'm in the place that I am today, yo, with a capital F. Because you have no idea what it's like to go from being an abused to an abused 19-year-old with a man who has this much power. And you're being abused by him. And you have nowhere to go and no money to even do it with.
And you talk about
Pause. So, Beauty, she didn't get nothing, no, nothing out of the decree from the first marriage. That husband didn't have a pot to piss in. He had no money. She didn't get a sofa. What? She didn't get a pot. She didn't get nothing after marriage. Oh, the mom is Caucasian, and the bonus mom, Regina. Regina, what in the hell is the bonus mom? What's a bonus? Adopted. She was adopted. So it is her mama fault, exactly, that she got into because that's what she's pointing the blame at, Miss Brown. That's exactly what she's pointing. The mama planted the seed. That's what she said. Hit me with everything she got.
this in your book too. First, my heart goes out to you, obviously. And that's the reason why I want to talk to you, Drea, because you would think in 2024, with all of the information that's out there, that people judge women who go through this. There's unfortunately a lot of people who look at Cassie and Puff situation and they say, girl, please, you stayed in it for so long. You got the benefit of going to the Met Gala, these parties and all this stuff. And I'm like, do y'all not understand? And you may not know this, and I'm shaking right now. She too was 19 when she met Puff.
Most women in abusive relationships are young when they meet their abusers. What do you know about life? And then you meet this man in a position of power.
That's not
Don't
true.
understand. It's just not.
I mean, it's fair to say, but it's not statistically true. So I have to disagree with her on that because I believe that there is the same amount of number of young girls just as it is older women. Today, it can be somebody in their 70s and 80s that may be enduring, a little difficulty with their companion. It just may be. And I think that this is part of where my struggle is with YouTube, is to be listening to quite a bit of information that just does not have realistical statistical facts. And it bothers me because I really want to ask her, where you get that shit from? Show me where you done pull this information from that it's predominantly the younger women around that age. You're absolutely right, Regina. It doesn't matter about the age. It can be going on right now between somebody that's in their 80s. Unfortunately, because of the way society is, and they have made this part of the norm, easy to talk about now. Come out, call out your abuser, and hell, tomorrow we might see a 95-year-old on here trying to get her husband, who is 101, arrested. Yeah, because she tripped and fell on his walker, and she probably thought he pushed it out there for real because he been trying to, kill her. Yeah, we don't know. I'm just saying.
Huh? The web is so big, it's not just him. You got to think, if your homeboy will knock somebody out in a club with everybody watching, what will he do to me in secret? People don't think about that.
Pause
You have the
again.
money.
Pause again. Pause again. And I'm gonna put some personal information out here. Okay. I done seen that man upstairs knock somebody out. And ain't not one time ever thought about coming home doing it to me. So what the fuck is she talking about? Y'all, this here is really agitating me. I disagree again. I disagree. I done seen plenty of men, my brother-in-laws, everybody got into fist fights and they don't come home enraged.
Ebb is so big, it's not just him. You got to think, if your homeboy will knock somebody out in a club with everybody watching, what will he do to me in secret? People don't think about that. You have the money to make me disappear. That's
He's not a murderer. He's not a murderer. I've never heard any accusations pertaining to R. Kelly with murking anybody. I ain't never read about it or heard about it. Have you, Unique Love? Have y'all? I've never heard it. She's literally trying to make him into a murderer. She's trying to plant this seed as if he's a potential murderer. I've never all of these allegations out here, and she feared for her life that he was gonna kill her. Really, y'all? Really?
type of fear that you live under alone. If you will beat me within an inch of my life, and you are who you are, and you're not afraid to do it, you don't think every day in the back of my head, I'm not thinking, this man could really get away with it. Because he has all these people who are willing to either take the rap for him, do it for him, cover up what he's doing. Why? Because they all benefit from it. At the end of the day, this is so much bigger than my ex. This is bigger than an R. Kelly. This is bigger than a
This
punk.
is weird,
This is so
man,
much bigger than what people understand. There's this vicious web. And you have them, the celebrity who's in the middle. But on the outside, you got the A&Ms who, for $5,000, his homeboy's still living in the hood. That means my mama could eat. My kids could eat. I could possibly get in a new car. Yeah, I'll take $5,000 and do whatever you ask me to do. No problem. I have nothing to lose.
She
watched executives around here.
Yes, the put the
You make us
book.
money.
Stop.
You write the part.
She watched too much Law and Crime, or she watched too much. She watching too much TV, y'all. She watching too much TV. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Not the thug hood girl from the south side of Chicago. Come on, man. We sure know when to play scared, don't we? We sure know when to feel threatened. We sure know how to play it, boy. Please. I seen a video when I first came to YouTube on my channel, right? And there was a lady. God, I've lost so much because God, it was so long ago. And the lady was talking about how Drea used to be rolling through Chicago on the south side and stuff, all in the trucks. She was telling all the Drea stuff, and I didn't know this much about Drea at all, right? I was just listening to this lady telling this dark story, and then here comes I want to say about maybe close to 6 months, a year later. It's like, here comes the indictment. Here comes all of these docuseries. Here comes this, right? To where I forgot I even had that video, but I know it's not there anymore because I ended up doing a whole new computer. I remember this lady. She wouldn't show her face or none of that stuff, but she was talking her ass off. And I did not know much about Drea when I first heard this lady speak about Drea, the girl from the south side of Chicago. She was telling all the business, y'all. And I was like, oh, and next thing I know is like, oh, R. Kelly's getting arrested and blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow.
When you write for other artists, they make us money. We need you to keep writing. We need you to keep being who you are. And people don't understand, it doesn't even stop with the executives. Everybody gets paid off of our abusers being who they are. I'm going to give you a scenario. A concert, okay? When R. Kelly or a Puffy does a concert, do y'all not realize even the people in valet who are valeting cars are getting paid? The people who are selling T-shirts at the concerts are getting paid. The
Duh.
people who are selling hot dogs and
Aren't they working? But let's not forget the fact, y'all. What did she say? Somebody put it in the chat. What did she say about the concerts, y'all? What did she say? Wait, because I don't want to stop it because I got to get ready to get off of here, y'all. I got to get up at 2 o'clock. But what did she say about the concerts? Somebody put one or two of the things that she says in here, and I'll kick it off. She says, "Oh, boo, that keeps what she say, y'all? Y'all remember that? That was another antic. Remember that? That pay my light bills, boo." I think she was at like an award or something, wasn't she? God, I want to find it. I want to find it and show y'all. I want to find it and show y'all. Y'all remember that? Put a one in the chat. But yet then, here she is talking about how there were plenty people at the concerts that had different variations of jobs to do. Selling T-shirts, making hot dogs, taking your tickets when you come in, parking your vehicles if there's valet. All those people get paid. She speaks on it as like it was a terrible thing, meaning what she's trying to tell you is if he's got all of these people at these concerts and he's paying these people to push all of this production, right? All of this quality of things that we like to buy, a cup, a light up, twirl around thing, whatever you want, right? What she's saying is those are the could possibly be some of the same people that all he has to do is lay $5,000 in their hands to come and murk her. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. That's pretty much what she's saying. Look at all of the people that he has around working. All he has to do is just probably offer them 5,000 or a little bit more, and then they'll come and murk me. However, if you all remember her on, I believe she was at some type of award because she was standing up against the wall. Can't remember what the background was. Y'all remember, right? And she was like, "That's right, boo. Y'all keep buying that stuff. Keep paying this, because that keeps my lights on, boo." Now, those are the same men that is out there selling all of this production stuff for R. Kelly, brings in revenue. They get paid for it, and then he gets paid for it, right? These the same men that she's saying that it's nothing for R. Kelly to put $5,000 in their hand to come and murk her. The same men that was selling the t-shirts that helped keep her lights on, boo. Yeah, she was singing it. Yeah, she was. Let's do a little bit long. I gotta get ready to get off, y'all. I'm gonna do about 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna
Veneers
come back
are getting
tomorrow.
paid.
I'm gonna write the
The
timestamp down.
soundbite stage guys are getting paid. The truck drivers are getting paid.
And they're
The
paying.
people who came to the concert, who spent their money and got their hair done and bought new outfits and babysitters, they are even benefiting from it. I'm the lowest on the goddamn totem pole. I'm the least of those executives' work. Why? Because him being him allows all these people to get paid. And at the end of the day, this is how they feel about us. Bitch, shut up. Because when you talk, everybody's money. And people are so uneducated that they don't even think beyond that. They think, oh, it's a money grab. That's all the men understand. Their money allows them to do what they do. So then when a
What?
woman speaks a language that they understand, shout out to Cassie. Oh, now it's a money grab. Let me tell you something. These men can always make more money, but these women, me, the Michelles, the Kiki Palmer, they can never make more time. I will never get that time back. I will never get those tears back. I will never
Yeah,
get the
you need to
broken
hit
ribs,
up
the
Phil
dislocated
Davis. Bring him
shoulders,
over
the
here.
hairline. I will never be able to undo that. And all you got to do is do a press conference and put out another album and make more money.
When you are a powerful man and you are an abuser, there's a machine protecting you.
Yes.
And there's a machine covering things up. And oh my gosh, it's hit me. And obviously, here you are, a petite woman.
Tiny thing.
A tiny thing. And you expect me, Drea Kelly, to expose this machine. Because it's one thing to tell the world R. Kelly hit me and he financially abused you. Because you talk about this in your book too, that the abuse
She didn't
wasn't
get
always just
no
physical.
money, honey.
Yes.
It was financial, and there's other forms of abuse. If you, this woman, right, dare to speak and unravel this $1 billion operation.
But again, it's a language that you understand.
Yeah.
You use your money to control, to manipulate, to embarrass sometimes. And what's so ironic, a lot of things that people don't know about me, meeting him at 19, I had an order of protection against him. I had a restraining order. If you go back and look, Matt Lauder, MTV News, this is public record, mind you. So when people are like, why is she coming forward now? No, I came forward a long time ago. Y'all chose not to listen.
That wasn't about the extremity of everything that was going on. Something is telling me, and I could be wrong, that the restraining order, since you said that she was around 19, 20, I guess, with R. Kelly, to me, that sounds like that they just had a little argument or, disagreement inside their homes. And of course, how how bad Black women can get, where we get loud, we get extra. Something is telling me that this was something that could have possibly been escalated to a point where it did not need to be escalated. And she went to go and run to the police to say, I fear for my life, and, I want a restraining order. I want a restraining order. So, however, I guess she did go back, huh? Is that, hey, Beauty Harlem, is that the time where R. Kelly say he went and he took a puppy, right? Was that the time he was going to, was he making back up with her, or what? Because he did talk about he had bought a puppy and he took her a puppy or some shit. I don't know.
In court. And the irony of even that situation that I put in my book, how dare my grandfather is the person who took me to court to get the order of protection.
Your
Right?
grandfather, the same one who be her grandma.
My grandmother, how are you going to be like, well, let me take you down because he was politically connected? Okay. So religion and politics, he got people on his side that even now, when I look back at my grandmother's life, what was she going to do? You're a pastor, you're well respected in your community, you're politically connected, which means you're connected to judges, you're connected to police. And I did not even get to see that in real time till he took me down to the circuit court in Chicago and everybody he knew. And I was thinking, oh my God, my grandmother didn't stand a chance. And here he is with his cape on trying to save me. Like, okay, whatever, let's just go. Now, in the order of protection, if you look at it, you will see where the judge crossed out because I was like, he could see his kids, whatever, just let me. The judge was like, absolutely not. He's to have no contact with his children, no contact with you. You are not going back. They then, Jive Records, puts out a comment on my behalf. Now, mind you, you have to think this is the height of his career. You're working with people like Celine Dion, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Ron Isley, like the cream of the crop, Michael Jackson. Do y'all honestly just use common sense, ladies and gentlemen? Do you honestly think that the label in the machine were like, Drea, go in peace. We love you. Go, be free. Spread your wings. Anything you need.
We are at time mark 37:20. Let me write this down. We gonna finish this. I will see y'all tomorrow. Come on back with more of your perspective, opinions, POIs, all that stuff. But I have to literally get up now in 4 hours, you guys, and head myself back to work. What did I say? 37:20. Oh boy. 37:20. 37:20. Unbelievable. But at the end of the day, like I said, you guys, they done what they have done and could do to R. Kelly. I think that maybe she need to find more prayer people because there's at this time now, because so many years that went by, there's a whole lot of energy that go and put it towards something, different now. Do something different, and she just may get as many people backing her by doing something different. I think the people are tired of hearing about the same story over and over and over and over. He's incarcerated now. He can't hurt nobody now. So it's over with. So I don't know. And again, like they say, if this is part of a healing process for most women who feels that they were victimized, I'm sorry to tell you that I would rather choose Jesus in a different lane, laughing my butt off, kicking it with the new man, going out, than I would to waste any energy on something that ain't much else can be done. That's it. His name is tarnished. You did that. He's serving how many years? You did that. He lost a lot of friends. You did that. What more? He lost his money. You did that. He doesn't have homes or cars or any material things such as the backpacks and the cell phones. He doesn't have any of that. It's all gone. He's down to eating his snacks or whatever is served in the jail system with 3 meals up on deck being cooked by the cafeteria, waiting on a darn payphone to make a call. You did that. It's like it's a wrap. But I guess they want more blood. I guess they want more blood. At some point, when a parent, and this is to Buku, because Buku made a statement also a while back. You guys remember they were on the show, and she was asked a question. I think it was V103 or V something, right? When was the last time you talked to your dad? And they both said it's been a long time. He doesn't call us. You guys remember that interview? And Drea went shouting and or bursting out that he know how to get in contact with them. They got the snaps, FaceTime, and y'all remember that one, right? And I want to say this from the bottom of my heart, if you people are listening to my channel. Don't become angry. Don't become having vengeance against your parents. Don't do it. Just hold your head up and go on and do what your parents didn't do for you. You do it better. I always tell my kids, go do it better. Go make you proud. And at the back end, make me proud. But I heard Buku say on the video that we played, she would never, ever take her child to see the granddad. She needs to, just be careful with that. At the end of the day, the grandbaby didn't do any harm to him. He didn't do any harm to the grandbaby, doesn't even know him. But R. Kelly will be released if he gets to live that long and if Bonjean is continuing to work to get him out. And he probably would try to reach out to them a few more times. Hopefully it'll work out. Who knows? But for her to, you know, we got to stop finding fault in it. We have to learn how to rise above, beyond it, and move on. I think that, parenting to me is kind of close to, your friend's stuff. If it's should be, then it will be. If it's not and it ain't, then it's okay. Go do life. Go do life. As but anywho, I was listening to her and I was like, I don't know, if you're done with them, you're done with them. Then be done with them. You say, Pap, Harlem said that they're unsealed. They are public records now. Get them so you can read them. Tell me where I'm gonna have Harlem send me the information and show me where I gotta go to get them, and then I'll get them. I'll get them. I have no problem doing that. 2019, when they had that child support hearing. 2019. We're in 2025. 25. She talks about how they are aspiring rappers or singers and this or that. And hopefully they are. Hopefully they will do well and go above and beyond. Hopefully. But baby, had I been in the entertaining like that, shit, I'm gonna be mad. I told y'all that before. I'm gonna be mad at my dad, but I need to use your producers. Listen here, I'm trying to get into the money, but unfortunately, as much as she likes to speak on them about being these artists, this these particular artists and entertainers and stuff, I I haven't seen anything about them advancing to the level of probably where they would have been, coming up underneath their dad. uh, you know, she's good. She's got melody, but she also let her past or bad things define her. It's like, I don't know, distract her. you know? But I gotta go, y'all. Meet me back here or be square. It'll be early too, y'all. It'll be early. It'll be early. I won't set a time on it, but I could tell y'all that it will be before 3 p.m. I can tell you that. So somewhere between 1 and 3. Turn your notifications on. We're gonna finish this video here. Harlem gonna send me and show me where to go get this records that maybe we can sit and recover that and read it and try to break it down and interpret it to see what was what. However, y'all know I really don't give too hoopsie hoopsie about it. But yeah, I believe that they would have gotten fat in life. I do too. I really do. But because of, the situation, but like I said about the two or three young ladies that was trapped over there in Ohio, that one grabbed my heart. You know, I'm looking at this crazy monster man who was doing all kind of stuff with these women and then had the babies by him and stuff like that. But this docu-series, and I'm not saying that R. Kelly probably didn't raise his voice or that R. Kelly didn't probably grab part of their forearm with his hand and squeeze it tight, or R. Kelly probably said, no, we're not going nowhere today, or R. Kelly probably did say, well, no, stay on the bus. For your safety, you cannot get off the bus when we're traveling. You never know. I believe that he does that because he's a man. You don't take that from him not being a man. Most men will do that. And furthermore, just being able to recognize they all wanted a wholesome single R. Kelly. Fortunately, that they didn't get that. If I'm listening to up to 5 females off of these docuseries come out with a similar story about he was telling me that I got this person here and I need you to meet this person over here. That was all the damn signs right there. Meet who? For what? No, I'm out. I'm good on that. So I just look at a bunch of women that thought that the game was going to change because of one man and money. It doesn't work that way. Good night, Muddy Boo. Popped out them damn bushes. Get out them bushes. Get out the bushes. Yeah, y'all got to come back. Now, show Papoose and our channel some love. Hit the like button, y'all, because I'm rambling, because I'm sleepy. And I will meet you guys back here tomorrow so we can finish talking about, this stuff. But if I don't get up for work, I'm going to be so mad at y'all. I ain't missed no day of work since I've been back off of vacation. I need to go to work. So good night. Bye, guys. Beauty, bust a beat for the outro. Beauty. Love you back, girl. Love you guys. Bye.